Hey folks, welcome back to the Lone Pine Tarot. As you can see, I have another pick a card reading for us today that is all about solving a mystery in your life. So this reading will be in two different sections. Section 1 will be talking about the mystery, so you can kind of glean what particular matter or mystery that Spirit wants to talk to you about today. And then section number 2 will be all about actually solving or giving you the answer to that mystery. So without further ado, let's pick our piles. For pile number 1's today, I have the card number 40, The Secret, with the subtitle, The Unknown Mysteries and Wonders. For my pile number 2's, I have number 27, Full Moon Temple, with the subtitle, Celebration, Peak, Transcendent Moment. And for my pile number 3's, I have the card number 4, The Isle of Wonders, with the subtitle Revelation, Teaching, Discovery. So whenever you are ready, my lovely viewers, and have decided which pile you would like read for you today, as always, the timestamps for the reading are down in both the description box below as well as the top pinned comment in the comment section underneath the video. And I will see you in your Solving a Mystery in Your Life reading for today. Bye! Hello, my lovely pile number 1's. Welcome to your pick a card reading today that is all about solving a mystery in your life. As you recall, this is the card used to help pick your pile number 40, The Secret, with the subtitle, The Unknown Mysteries and Wonders. So, like I said in the intro, there's two sections to this reading. I have cards for the actual mystery that Spirit wants to talk to you about today, as well as cards regarding the answer or solving that mystery. So I'm going to set these cards of the answer to the mystery down here with me just for a bit, so we can focus on kind of what mystery is at large here for your reading, so we get more context as to what they want to tell you about it. So let's switch this over here. And we'll kind of set them down one by one as usual. So, first card we have from the Woodland Warden's Oracle is the Spider and Passion Flower, Creative Ingenuity. Okay, let's see what else pops out here. Lantern Oracle, you received 36, Confusion, Growth, Hurts, Heals, and Harnesses a Way Through the Uncertainty. Okay, already I'm getting a sense that this mystery is about the way of navigating through something creatively, or the way that someone or you thought through something. Because we're already kind of getting some patterns here of, like, with the spider and the passion flower, creative ingenuity. It's about the way you creatively solve problems, as well as the confusion card is about how to navigate through uncertainty here, especially with that imagery of being in the dark here, but there's like a little spark of light with the lantern. It's like finding that spark of light through something. Now, this reading could be something in the past, it could be something in the present, it could also be a question that you're asking about the future, but let's glean more details here before I start interpreting. The dream card you received is Adventure. Okay. Could be something about sailing out, or traveling, or moving somewhere. Especially with this kind of watery imagery about, like, being on the coast here with confusion, and then adventure is, you know, kind of what it says on the tin, venturing out somewhere. Okay, let's see. Set that over here. And then your tea leaves are, so we have Bell, Announcement. Okay, and then we have Younger Man, dealings or relationship with a younger man. So something with this mystery, pile number 1's, is related to a younger man in your life, either in the past, present, or your future, okay? All right. And then let's see your tarot cards. You received the Ten of Pentacles, or Wheels, reversed, as well as the King of Swords reversed. Okay, so lack of communication with something to do with family is what I'm getting here from the Ten of Pentacles reversed, because the Ten of, or Wheels, excuse me, as it's known in this deck, is usually the card about, like, legacy, inheritance. Family is kind of a theme with the Ten of Pentacles here, especially when it comes to monetary things. But it being reversed here tells me there's some theme about like maybe uprooting from family in some way. Let's see what other cards pop out here with, I'm also going to pull Lenormand. And once again, I'm sorry, usually in most of my videos with bigger, heftier readings with more cards, some cards kind of cover each other. So, Spirit, could you give me 3 Lenormand cards to explain the mystery of pile number 1s? What mystery is, or are you wanting to speak to them about today? Okay, let's see what pops out. We have the Rider Bardass News. We have the Dog Loyalty Friend. Okay. And we have the Ring. Okay, so promise or a bond or a partnership. Okay, let's get these details all together in our ducks in a row, pile number 1s, and read what this mystery is about. So, like I said, I think there's some theme here with, like, if I read the Lenormand together, I would read it as news of loyalty with a partnership or a promise. I think there's some younger man involved in this mystery, pile number 1s. It could be yourself or it could be a younger man around you, that there's some sort of promise or question in mind of loyalty or partnership, like, because like I said here, the Lenormand, so the Rider or Bardass is like news or delivery or kind of the arrival of something, and then the Dog is loyalty or friendship, because like dog is man's loyal companion, right? And then the Ring is, it can also mean marriage too. So this could be a romantic relationship, pile number 1s, that this mystery is involving. But in general, it can mean in a platonic way as well, just a partnership or a promise someone makes, kind of like, how the ring, at least in, societies that use rings for marriage, it's kind of the promise of marriage, right? Or the promise of loyalty, right? It's an indicator of, I am loyal to a person, right? So, yeah. News or delivery of loyalty of a promise. And then we have confusion, creative ingenuity, and adventure. Pile number 1s, I think what's going on here, this younger man in your life, or if you are the younger man, there's someone else in your life, they got called away to something. I think it's someone in your family, or it could also be a spouse or like a committed partner, especially with that 10 of Pentacles reversed here. And I think this mystery is dealing with some fears regarding them taking off somewhere. It could be they were called to duty. It could be they have a job overseas somewhere. It feels like there's an announcement here with the bell where they were called farther away. And like I said, this could be past energy, so this could have happened in the past, right? It's also could be present or something in the near future, right? Yeah, they were called away, or they will be called away here shortly. And it kind of came as a surprise or something that maybe there's a little bit of anxiety about, especially with the confusion card up here. And I think the main mystery is, will they continue to communicate with me, especially with the King of Swords reversed and your Lenormand here. So that is the mystery, is if this is past energy, pile number 1s, maybe this is related to someone that did move away that you were either in a family with, or they're part of your family, or you were with like a strong committed relationship, partnership with, and you're wondering why they lost communication. Or if this is something that's happening now, you're wondering, will they continue communication? Perhaps like a long distance relationship is the matter here, pile number 1s. Of course, you're attached to this person, or were. And so, when people we're attached to are called far away, sometimes, pretty much everybody has that fear of, will they continue speaking with me? Are we going to drift apart? That kind of thing. Yeah, and I think, like I said, especially with the 10 of Pentacles reversed here, someone in your family, or it's someone that you're in like a committed partnership with, someone you would consider family, even if just through romantic means, or like a really, really close friend for maybe a few of you. And you're kind of questioning, like, especially with creative ingenuity, how are we going to work this out? How do we navigate this? How are we going to speak to each other? How are we going to keep in touch? How are we going to, if this is romantic, how are we going to kind of keep that flame alive? It could be, maybe they're going to, if you're younger or even if you're older, I suppose, and, one of you is going to like college far away. Maybe you're wondering, are they going to stay with me? Are we going to fall apart? That kind of thing. So this is a general reading, and I always say with general readings that everyone's going to be slightly different, but for everyone that views this pile, this should apply generally to some sort of mystery in your life. Something where, if I were to summarize, someone that you care a lot about is either in the past did go far away or move, or this is going to happen in the near future, that they're going to physically move in some way. And in the past, it was either that you lost communication and you wondered why, or if this is a present mystery or future mystery in the near future in your life, you're wondering, will we continue this communication? Will this relationship, be it platonic or romantic, though I think for a lot of you this is either family or romantic, like I said, will it survive this physical separation here? You're wondering, is this the dusk or the ending or the night, the finality to this relationship? Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for the actual mystery itself, pile number 1s. Let's see if there's any other messages that pop out about this mystery. Maybe some kind of indication about where they're going. It could be college for some of you, especially with the bell here, because a bell I always kind of think of like, chiming bells at like, at least where I went to college when I was younger, there was a bell that would always chime for the hour for the classes. A lot of you, it could be this person is going away for work, hence like the spider. I always kind of think a spider is, someone that's hard at work, right? Building that web. It could be for work, so it could be for school. It could be, like I said earlier, it could be some of them might be off on, for military reasons. That could be another thing. But either way, either you're the younger man or they're the younger man in your family, or that you're in this relationship with or this close friendship with, okay? Yep, and then there's that fear of loss of communication with that King of Swords reversed. How are we going to navigate this? Okay. And or, like I said, if this is past energy, you're wondering, or the mystery is, why did we lose communication if this happened in the past, right? Okay. So let's get to the answer part of your reading today, pile number 1s. Let me clear the desk here to make some room. I'm going to reshuffle my Lenormand cards here first. Okay, let's get those nice and neat and ready for the second part of the reading. Okay. We have your cards here. I'm going to pluck these up. Yeah, a lot of confusion, a lot of how are we going to work through this, that type of thing. Okay. Let's get these down on the table. Okay, so we have, let's see, the Dream Oracle card is release, okay. Letting go of something, all right. Let's get down the other cards here before I say anything conclusive. We have Elephant, a long journey. See, that's what I was talking about. Either physical or mental will leave you wiser at the end. Yeah, definitely someone's moving or someone's going away for some particular reason. Of course, this is the answer part of the reading, but broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Okay. A broken bridge. All right. And I'm going to kind of read this as 2 different answers depending on if this is past energy for you, pile number 1s, or if this is present or near future energy. And then your tarot cards for this section are the 5 of Swords, okay? Maybe a little bit of verbal conflict. We have the 10 of Cups reversed. Okay, some trouble in paradise. And then we have the Emperor reversed. Lack of structure, loss of structure. Okay. Lack of logic doesn't make sense. Okay. And then I'm going to set down 3 more Lenormand cards like I did for the first section of the reading. Spirit, could you tell me a Lenormand reading on the answer to this mystery? How did this unfold in the past, or what was the reason? Or if this is future energy or present energy, can you give me the answer to it? What's the answer? This person going away. What's the answer to this mystery? We have, okay, mountain, obstacle, okay. We have the letter, document, something written, okay. Communication could be, and the moon. Confusion, though that's usually more of the clouds and Lenormand. Sometimes I read the moon as confusion. Could be emotions, illusions, all right. Let us see what pops out here, pile number ones. Okay, so if this is past energy, pile number ones, if this mystery around this person who went far away and there was a fear of a loss of communication and closeness with them, and maybe you're wondering, perhaps they kind of just dropped off the face of the earth, or the relationship died because of that physical distance. If this is in the past, the answer to that mystery as to why is, let's see, we have release, lack of logic, lack of structure, okay, and then obstacle to communication with emotions, broken bridge. Okay, so pile number ones, if this mystery is something that happened in the past, the answer to the mystery as to why this communication from this person that moved far away ended, or why it kind of dropped off, or maybe the relationship died back a little bit, is because of the either party, one or both of you, let go. Obviously, that's kind of, if this happened in the past and they already let go, that. Hence the release card here. Releasing old energies, letting go of things. And the reason why is because it's an obstacle to communication or document emotions. Part of it could have been there was a hard time getting communication back and forth, pile number ones. The mountain here is an obstacle. The letter or document is like a written thing or an agreement document here. An obstacle to a contract or communication with emotions. I think what happened is that as this person went far away, pile number ones, if this is past energy, they changed a lot while they were gone. I think especially with the elephant here, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. It was almost like, because they were at such a different place in their life than you, they felt almost like they couldn't quite, not actively in their mind thinking that they couldn't quite relate to you or that they couldn't connect with you anymore, but that's kind of naturally what happened based on where they went or their experiences where they were. We see here with the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is like kind of a conflict of the tongues, because the swords is the suit of air, right? Air is communication, as I always say, mental energy. A little bit of maybe some spats they had been thinking in the past. And this Ten of Cups reversed here is normally upright. It's like the happily ever after card. A lot of times it has romantic connotations, not always, but reversed, it's like trouble in paradise, I guess is how I would put it. And then the Emperor reversed is like a lack of logic or structure. It's almost like maybe what they realized at the end of this journey or while they were gone, that what they wanted in life was a bit different than what you wanted. Or that there were things about this relationship you had with either this friend, family member, or romantic partner that they didn't realize were fights or possible conflicts until they were gone, and they themselves had grown a little bit in terms of like their experiences in life. I almost kind of see it as like just a natural growing apart, pile ones. I don't see fault with either side in this, of this separation, of this growing apart. I think, with past energy, obviously it didn't work out here with the unsuccessful outcome to a problem. There was a broken bridge. We talk about building bridges. Broken bridge is like a loss of connection here from one land to another, right? Loss of connection, one land to another. Once again, that journey, movement, energy. So it didn't work out, and that's probably what the mystery is all about for you, pile ones, is you're wondering why. And that's because you naturally just kind of grew apart, pile ones, and it just to them maybe didn't make, and not in a way where they disliked you or in a way where they felt like they were too good for you or not good enough for you. It was more just, it felt like a natural conclusion to the growth that they had on that journey or wherever they went. And perhaps there were some minor verbal spats in this relationship with this person, hence the Five of Swords here. That's kind of the after the battle, bit of a verbal conflict card. And then the Emperor reversed, is lack of structure, lack of authority, lack of logic. It's like the masculine energy reversed, so, or in its negative way. So I would say, yeah. And then drawing that into the answer is, let's see, trying to read the Emperor here, because this could be the person themselves, or it could be an actual piece of the answer of why. Yeah, I guess to translate this, I would say it didn't make sense for them anymore. And like I said, not in a negative way of like they didn't like you anymore, or there was no, I don't get the sense of a big battle or a big fight, other than maybe some of these little minor verbal spats here, but it's just for them where they were at in life and what they decided and realized that they had wanted, it didn't make logical sense for them anymore to want to pursue or continue this, to no fault of your own, pile number ones, or, let's see. Yeah, and then obstacles to communication. Could have been communication got put on the back burner because of a lot of things going on in their life at this time, especially if this was for like a new job that they moved for, or if they were in the military, etc. Yeah, obstacles to documentation, emotions. Yeah, so if this is not in the past, pile number ones, if this mystery of, will I stay in communication with this person? Will it work out? If this is present or future, near future energy, you're wondering about it. I don't want to sugarcoat things, and I don't want to scare you off from the reading. I don't take pleasure in delivering, slightly maybe negative news, and things can always change with tarot. This is just the energy at the present time that you're receiving this reading. But I'm going to say the answer to this mystery of will it continue, will this relationship work out, is no. And I say that because if this is present or future energy for your pile number ones, you have unsuccessful outcome to a problem, right? The both of you in this relationship, be it platonic or romantic, will leave both of you wiser at the end of it. There's going to be change, and it's not necessarily your fault or their fault, but there's going to be, especially with that Ten of Cups reversed energy here, that tells me kind of an unsuccessful outcome, like your broken bridge to this mystery. Okay, so I don't want to say I don't always I never like delivering a slightly negative message to you at all, but, I don't want to sugarcoat things and be the type of tarot reader that'll tell you just what you want to hear. You come here for truth, you come here for a reason, you come here for advice, right? So, yes, if this is present or near future energy for you and you're wondering about this, if you'll stay in communication or in this close relationship with this person in the near future, pile number ones, the answer is likely not, okay? Likely not. But just because of that distance and whatever they're doing in their life that causes them to move, or it could even be that you're the one that's moving and, you grow after, shifting where you're physically at, be it for whatever reason. It could be military job, just moving different countries. Yeah. Either way, it's almost just like you or they are not the same person that you or they were at the beginning of this relationship, and that's why there's this breaking of communication and this growing apart. And once again, kind of said with the people who take this reading as like a past energy, maybe a little bit of verbal conflicts, and maybe just not an alignment of what both of your happily ever afters look like if this is romantic. It could also be if this is family or friends, friend energy, platonic. Yeah, kind of the same thing where maybe like not a happily ever after being different in terms of, romance, because it's going to be platonic or friend or familial if that's the case for you. But it's just like they get so caught up, or you get so caught up in what you're doing wherever, you or they are going, that, yeah, there's those obstacles to communication there. So, Though, because this was kind of a negative answer for those who had present or future energy with this mystery, I do want to ask Spirit if they could give me one positive outcome from this, just because I don't want to leave you with a disappointing reading. I don't want to, I want you to leave happy, right? So Spirit, can you give me one positive outcome or at least side effect of this for those where this is present or future energy? Okay, so the burial mound, so the end of, let's see, the book, Secrets, okay, or Wisdom, and then the whip could be abuse, could be negative verbal energy. I want to say one positive outcome from this Lenormand reading, pile number 1s, if this is present or future energy with this person or you moving away. A positive side effect or outcome from it is it's the end of secrets regarding harshness, I would say, is one interpretation of the whip or the birch rods, or, yeah. So it could be some truths come out about this relationship that you didn't realize before, and then you almost realize it's like you were better off for it afterwards because the more truths come out about this either friendship or family relationship or romantic relationship afterwards. Like, it might have even been that you realize that it wouldn't have worked out anyways in the end, or there was some factor that was negative that you didn't see until you get out of that, and then you get the perspective of, oh, I'm out of it now. You know, maybe we did kind of fight sometimes, and we were a little bit unhappy with each other at times that I didn't realize when I was in the thick of it. So I guess that's kind of one positive side to this outcome for those of you where this is present or near future energy. So pile number 1s, I hope that reading was helpful for you. Once again, I apologize that for those that this is, present or near future energy, kind of a negative outcome, but like I said, I don't want to sugarcoat it. I don't want to lie to you. So I hope this reading was helpful. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, my awesome pile number 2s. Welcome to your pick a card reading today that is all about solving a mystery in your life. As you recall, the card used to help pick your pile, or your pile leader as I like to call it, was Full Moon Temple, Celebration, Peak, Transcendent Moment. So before I start reading into your pile leader, as you recall, I just want to explain kind of the structure of this reading. So the first half will be explaining what the mystery is that Spirit wants to talk to you about, and then the second half of the reading will be all about the answer to that mystery. And I will interpret for both if this is past energy for you or present/near future energy. So without further ado, okay, we have the answer cards over here. I'm just going to set these down here with me until we get towards the end, or the second half, I should say. And we have the actual mystery. What's going on here that Spirit wants to talk to you about, pile number 2s. Okay. So, first card we have is Woodland Wardens, the Snail and Huckleberry. Trust in the invisible. Okay. Interesting. We'll see what other cards pop out. Your Lantern Oracle today is responding, not reacting. The only control we have is in how we respond to the hand we are dealt. Okay, this might be some sort of question or mystery about why some pattern tends to happen to you from the universe. Before I read more, I'll get the cards down, but we have record or record from your Dream Oracle. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, okay, record. Trust in the invisible. Okay. And then we have your tea leaves, and this is something to do with an older man, dealings a relationship with an older man. Okay. So this could be you, or it could be someone related to this mystery. We also have the card Carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. Okay. And your tarot cards are the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Cups reversed. I've had these cards come out a lot with readings lately. I don't know what that is. Maybe some collective energy that pops out a lot. Okay. Actually, I'm going to set this over here. So we're going to do a little bit of a switcheroo. Okay, Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Cups reversed. And then I'm also going to ask Spirit to give us some Lenormand cards here. Spirit, for pile number 2s, can you explain the mystery that you want to speak to them about today, please? For pile 2s, what's going on? Context, please. Okay, we have the owls, communication of some sort. All right. We have the cross, burden or spirituality of some sort. Okay. Yep, your mystery is something to do with the way your spirituality is, or the way you talk to the universe, or the way you feel the universe deals you a certain hand. And we have the scythe, so cutting, swift. Something that happens quickly. But also the older man. Let's see. What's going on here? Pile number 2 is for your mystery. Celebration, peak, transcendent moment, record, turn of fortune, recovering from grief. Sorry if I'm kind of rambling for a second. I'm just interpreting here. Trust in the invisible. Responding, not reacting. Older man in a journey, either physical or mental. Communication that makes a burden swift. Pile number 2s, I think this is related to either, if this is past energy, this is an older man that has since passed on, or has passed on in your past, or this is, if this is present energy / near future, they passed on recently, or around the time that you're viewing this video, okay? And the reason I say that is because not only was your pile leader card talking about a transcendent moment and, you know, a peak, so the crux of something, right? Something about record or record, like date. The Wheel of Fortune is the turning of fate. The Five of Cups reversed is recovering from grief. And we see even grief here too with your responding, not reacting card. You know, this girl over here on the left is crying, and she has her head in her hand, or her forehead in her hand, and she has another girl that looks almost like her twin soothing her. And then especially here with the carriage, a journey either physical or mental, that's like, you know, oftentimes death is referred to as a journey of some sort. So this mystery is surrounding an older man that has died or recently died. And so yeah, your Lenormand is communication of spirituality that is swift. Likely you're almost wondering how they're doing, or there was something surrounding their death that you're confused about, or about their passing, or something about them. Yes, okay. Let's see what else I can glean here. Turning of their fate. Maybe you're almost wondering why they passed on, and a lot of the confusion was the reason why there was, I mean, we grieve, you know, a normal, even when people die, you know, just from known regular causes, pile number 2s, we grieve a lot, but especially here I see some confusion as to perhaps how or why or when they passed, and that's where this Five of Cups reversed comes up. It's almost like the grieve, and the wondering with the turn of fate here is almost like a why card, like why, and then with the extension of grief. So yeah, trust in the invisible, responding, not reacting. Yeah, I don't know if it came very swiftly, pile number 2s, especially here with the scythe, because that's like a cutting motion, right? Like a scythe, you know, cuts through the wheat, right? It culls the grain. And then, yeah, the cross popping up, I see that related to spirituality or beyond, right? Someone that was older, an older man, masculine energy, has had a journey of some sort in your past, or in around the time that you're viewing this video, and there's some sort of mystery surrounding either something they said around when they died, or there's some mystery around why or when or how they died, pile number 2s. That's what Spirit wants to talk to you today about. Okay? So that is the mystery. Let's see if there's any other things that pop out about this. There could have been something to do with the speed of how they passed, pile number 2s, especially with the snail here, because snails are usually like a slow creature, right? But you also got the scythe here, which is like a swift motion, things happening suddenly. So it's almost like you expected them to go slower, but they went a lot more fast than you expected. Like, I don't know if maybe they had a health problem that really amped up all of a sudden, but there's some sort of mystery or questions surrounding this older man that passed that Spirit wants to speak to you about. Yeah. Especially here with the turning of fate, yep, and grief. Yeah, this has passed on energy all over it, kind of is how I would say it. Especially, like I said, a journey and record, like keeping the date and grief and the turning of fate and like the Lenormand cards that popped up. So, yes, this is regarding, like I said, older man that passed. Either in your far past or your kind of present energy. So let's get to the answer to this mystery for you, pile number 2s. And like I said, I'll interpret it kind of to, I suppose the other pile I had to interpret for both past and present energy. I think for you, pile number 2s, most of this is going to be, this is something that's already happened. So I might just do interpretation just as one answer. But we'll see what pops out with your other cards. So I'm going to clear the table here and then get out your answer cards. Let's see what happens here. Okay. We have the answer to the mystery around this older man that passed. All right. We have your Dream Oracle card. Receive. Okay. Could have been they passed in their sleep. Pile number 2s. We have a bed here. I also see... this line here is supposed to be like the separation between, you know, dreams and sleeping, right? Or awakeness and sleeping. I also see it almost as kind of like a heartbeat line. Yeah, perhaps passing in their sleep. Okay. And then we have tea leaves. We have archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. And boot, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goal. Okay, we'll see what pops out with the tarot cards with that and the Lenormand. Tarot cards will receive the Page of Cups reversed, the King of Cups upright, and the Three of Swords reversed. I want to say, first off the bat, pile number 2s, it was painless. The Three of Swords especially is a card upright. It's about pain. Reversed here, it's about moving on or the lack of pain. So if this is a passed on loved one, pile number 2s, it was painless. I almost hesitate to speak about death in my readings just because I know it's a sensitive topic and I don't want to interpret incorrectly, and, you know, I don't want to upset my viewers, you know, if I get something wrong, or you know, if I touch on something that's a bit more sensitive. But I will say, at least when I'm reading here with the answer to this mystery, perhaps you're wondering kind of like the circumstances of how they passed on. It was painless. I can at least guarantee you that with the Three of Swords here reversed, okay? And then let me get the Lenormand cards down on the table here before I read the other cards. Spirit, can you give me Lenormand reading for the answer to this mystery for pile number 2s for this passed on older man and their lives, their loved one? All right. Clarity of the Sun. Yeah. The Fortress is protection or authority of some sort. Okay, interesting. Let's see what else pops out here with the third card. And the Birch Rods, or the Whip as it's known in most Lenormand decks. Swift, harsh. Okay. Let us read the answer to this. Yeah, passing painlessly in sleep is one answer I see here for you, pile number 2s, especially with your, what was the title of that receive card? Passing in sleep painlessly, or in bed painlessly, I see, especially with these two cards together. Let's see what else pops out. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Let's see. And then the Lenormand is clarity, happiness, protected, harshly. Sorry, a little bit silent. I just want to make sure especially with death-related readings, I want to be very careful and accurate, right? And then the Page of Cups reversed is interesting. Let me see what I can glean from that one. Just a second here. I don't know if they died very isolated pile number twos. Perhaps during the pandemic you weren't able to see them pass because of restrictions or because of, for some reason, they were isolated when they passed. But I see that they're at peace with it. There's no hard feelings about it. Pile number twos with the King of Cups here is external mastery of emotions, peaceful, calm energy I see here with that King of Cups. I think they were also just a very calm person in life with that King of Cups energy. Still waters run deep, right? Okay. I think there was a fear on your end, pile number twos, or with the people that were involved that were the loved ones of this person that passed away. Like they felt, or you felt like if you had just done something more, or you had just been there faster, or had tried this instead, maybe, because especially with the boot here, it's like increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. There was a fear here of, oh, sorry, cat hair. Excuse the cat hair. There was a fear here of, like, if we had just done more, if we had just been there in time, if we had just, etc., insert, shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? But what I'm seeing here with the archway, and especially, all this passing and sleep energy I'm seeing here, isolated, there were factors outside of your control, and I don't think that this person who passed on holds it against you or your family or your loved ones in any way. The archway is interesting. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. They see it, after they passed, at least. They saw it and currently see... Because, okay, so this is the way I always talk about death, and it's really difficult because... Like I said, I always want to be very, very, very careful about the way I word it because, sensitive topic, right? At least from what I have been told, and from, if you ever watch, something that might be helpful for you, pile number two, is watching on YouTube. There's tons of what are called near-death experiences. They're people who almost died or completely died, went to the other side, and they came back. Right after you pass... nothing matters anymore, and I mean that in like a, not that they don't care about anyone that they loved, of course, way, but I mean, nothing matters anymore in the way of pain. Pain is gone. They're not sad that they're dead. I mean, obviously, like, they're upset that they aren't physically close to their loved ones, right? That's always hard to have that separation, right? Just as it's hard for you. But they're usually a lot better off on the other side than they are or were right when they passed over, of course, right? So yeah, that's what I see with this archway here. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. It was their time to go. They currently, or shortly after they passed, they saw it as, oh, okay, this was my path. This was supposed to happen. I don't think there's anything that you or anyone else could have done to stop it. Pile number twos. It was just their time to go. So if you're carrying any guilt about this, pile number twos, don't. This was something that was probably in their life plan, as hard as that is to kind of think about, and, because we don't want anyone to pass or leave us at any time, right? We want to hold on to them forever, but, inevitably, at some point, we do have to let people go. Some people it's earlier than others. Some people it's, late on in life after many, many years, but when we go, it's our time to go. So don't hold any guilt around this, pile number twos, if you do. Because I see a lot of reassurance here with the answer to this mystery that they're giving you, that it was painless, didn't feel it much, especially here with also, like, the bed, and then also the King of Cups here with his eyes closed. I get the sense of almost passing in sleep. Perhaps it's why there was a painlessness to it. They didn't feel anything. And or it was so swift that it was nothing, that there was no suffering, I guess, is how I would summarize that. If that mystery that you're wondering about, it was, did they suffer? Like, were they upset that I wasn't there, or someone else wasn't there, or we didn't do this thing? The answer is no, there was no suffering. the passage of pain was swift. Okay, so I'm trying to, like I said, word that very carefully because, like I said, death is a very it's a topic I like to speak very carefully about, right? Let's see, anything else here with this answer? This is almost kind of becoming a channeling reading here from the other side, pile number 2, from messages from this person. I'm going to ask if they can send me this older man for pile number 2. Could you give me, or Spirit, could you send a message through Lenormand here for pile number 2? Is there something you want to tell them specifically? Can you give me 3 cards, please? General reading, so this is going to be kind of not super specific probably, but except for maybe some of you, but okay, the snake, transformation, rebirth, made anew. The stork is delivery of something. And the heart. Oh, okay. That's lovely. Okay, so oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting misty-eyed. Ooh, pile 2s. Forgive me, I'm just gonna... Okay, gather my bearings. Whoop. The message they want to say to you, pile number 2s, is, just because... Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to cry on camera. Okay. Just because I was made anew and I'm far away and I was delivered doesn't mean I don't love you. Or that I don't feel your love. Ooh, I'm sorry, I've never cried on camera before. Oh, this reading is heavy. Okay. Get your bearings back, Lone Pine. Okay. Ooh, that was tough. They love you very much, pile number 2s. Ooh, I'm sorry. Okay, yep. That happens sometimes. I'm sorry. You're probably like, why are you crying? All right. Yes. So just because the message they want to send to you, pile number 2, is just because I'm delivered and I've been made anew. I feel young again. Because the snake is like rebirth, right? It's shedding its skin, made anew. The stork is delivery, right? And the heart is love, right? Emotions, happiness. So, yeah, just because I'm far away and made anew doesn't mean that I don't feel your love, or vice versa. So, that's the answer for you, pile number 2 is, whew, I'm sorry. Whew. Get my bearings. All right. Yes, so, if there's guilt here, pile number 2 is, like I said before, don't feel guilty whatsoever. I get a really strong sense of, they wouldn't want you to feel guilty over this. And, you know, especially, like, with the isolation card here, the Page of Cups reversed, or, like, the inability to... The Page of Cups reversed, sometimes I see as the inability to explore emotions, and I see that it is almost like maybe, yeah, like they were kind of isolated from connecting with others near the end there, hence maybe why this is a mystery for you as to kind of what happened and why. Yeah, they don't blame you. There was no pain. Likely it happened in the sleep, especially with the King of Cups and, like I said, the bed. You know, and it's funny too, because the pile leader you have here, not only does it say peak transcendent moment, like I'm transcending something, but it also says celebration. Like I said before, a lot of times on Earth, it's really hard for us when someone that we love passes, right? Because, you know, we feel the pain of letting them go. But for them after, at least, you know, like I said, if you view near-death experience videos, I highly recommend it. It helps a lot with this topic. They don't feel any pain afterwards, and for them it's almost kind of like a celebration. Not that they don't miss you, of course, but it's a celebration of... ooh, sorry. Oof. Get your bearings. Okay. It's a celebration of their life, and it's also a celebration of being, you know, made not whole again, but healthier in terms of not being stuck in a body that's suffering anymore. Okay, so they're happy. They're completely fine. Like I said, there's no guilt or resentment or anger towards anyone regarding their passing, okay? So that's what they want to tell you right now for today for this mystery. So likely, for those of you who this applies to, the mystery was around, like I said, why they died, or how did they feel when they died, or did they resent anything? That's kind of the question that was popping up, and the answer is a complete no. They don't resent at all. They're not mad. It's almost kind of like they want to reassure you that they're just fine now, and there was no long suffering when it happened, okay? So that's the answer for you pile number 2s. Sorry, I got a little misty-eyed on camera. That doesn't happen. It hasn't happened before yet. But yeah, when death comes up, strong energies, right? Yeah, so pile number 2s, I hope that reading was helpful for you today. As always, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile number 3s. Welcome to your pick a card reading today that is all about solving a mystery in your life. So as you recall, the card used to pick your pile was number 4, the Isle of Wonders, Revelation, Teaching, Discovery. And like I described in the intro, this reading will be kind of in 2 different sections. Section number 1 will talk about the context of the mystery that Spirit wants to speak to you about, the question they're kind of sensing that you want answered. And then the second section of the reading will be the actual answer. So your answer cards will be just down here with me for a while till we get to the second section of the reading. And let's focus on the context of what this mystery is all about. So before I start interpreting your pile leader, let's get the other cards on the desk. So your Woodland Wardens is the Trout and Lily of the Valley, which says Purification here as the subtitle. Okay. Your Lantern Oracle is Moving Forward, number 28. The first step is taken within our stillness. I always love that card. It's beautiful. Okay. Your Dream Oracle card is Gratitude. All right. Your tea leaves today are Bat, Take Care, Enemies are Working Against You. And Pig, Beware of Greed. Okay, so we've got some negative energy coming in here with this pile number 3s. Likely, I don't want to say anything conclusive yet. I'm still getting your cards down, but likely a negative energy that you're asking about, or this is the mystery that Spirit wants to talk to you about. Your tarot cards here are the Star and the Empress reversed, so major arcana vibes. Likely a major event in your life. I tend to see that a lot with major arcana cards coming out en masse. Okay, Empress reversed, smothering. Could be mother energy, let's see. And then the Star is hope or faith in something. Okay. And then I want to ask Spirit to give us some Lenormand cards here to explain more about the context of this mystery. Oopsie, I dropped a card. 1 second. You hear my chair shuffling. 1 second. Okay, whoopsie. All right, Spirit, for pile number 3s, can you give me more context as to what this mystery of the reading is today for pile 3s? 3 cards, please. Brad is a sentence together. The Trout. Well, look at that. You got that twice. Fish. Okay. Fish. Interesting. Same kind of fish or similar. The Chickens. Okay, so we have exchange of communication. Excuse me. And then the Rider, or the Bard as it's known in this deck. So delivery of something, news. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty here. Pile number 3 is about this mystery in your life that Spirit wants to speak to you about. So, forgive me for any silence or mumbling. I tend to do that while I'm interpreting this. So, okay, so the Lenormand here is exchange of communication delivered. Negative feminine energy, moving forward, purification, beware of greed, taking care enemies are working against you. Okay, jumping out at me already. Pile number 3s. This mystery is likely due to something regarding the, and I'll just read how Lenormand reads it, kind of like I said in multiple readings. If you viewed my other videos before, each card is kind of like a word in a sentence. So, Lenormand, the exchange of communication delivered. This is something about the way that someone said something to you or you said something to them. I get feminine energy, maybe kind of a negative connotation here, especially with the Empress reversed. That is the mother card, usually, or feminine energy reversed. It's kind of the negative aspect of feminine, so that's like smothering, smothering, not letting things grow, maybe some controlling aspects here. But also the bat and the pig here. Take care, enemies are working against you, and beware of greed with the pig. This is likely to do with a person, like I said, feminine energy. It could even be mother energy here with the Empress reversed. The way that you discuss something together, the way that information or communication was exchanged. It could have been something even to do with money, because the fish here with Lenormand is business or wealth, because in times in most societies before we had currency, we would exchange goods like food or like fish to as a monetary system, sort of, right? That was before, we had coins with monarchs stamped on them, right? Or other leaders, right? So, something to do with money here, especially with beware of greed. It could have been a disagreement over money with this feminine energy. Could have been a disagreement over the way something was exchanged, and there was some sort of maybe verbal lashing over it, or it was the way that it was delivered or not delivered, something in that area. Perhaps the mystery here for your pile number 3 is about, were either one of us right in this situation, especially with gratitude over here. It could be, did they even appreciate what I did for them? Did they even realize what they did wrong? Or especially if it was something where maybe someone had cheated you out of some money or had not exchanged things correctly or said something kind of nasty, right? And then, moving forward, the first step is taken within our stillness. Moving forward, I think you kind of had to leave this person behind, or you're considering it if this is present energy pile number 3s. You're like, do I start moving forward? Do I start making plans? Or if this is past energy, you already have moved beyond this person. But there could be some lingering questions regarding it. And the star over here is interesting because the star is about having hope or faith in something. It could be that maybe this situation kind of shook your hope or your faith in this person, this feminine motherly energy, potentially. You're like, do I still have faith or hope in this relationship, of having a relationship with this person? Or do I still have hope or faith that, this will be resolved? That could be kind of the connotation here of the star. And the purification card is interesting, as well as your Isle of Wonders. There's a lot of water imagery here, especially with all the fish and, Isle of Wonders, the trout and the lily of the valley, in your star. But then there's also the opposite of water, which is like this lady moving through this desert, which is devoid of water, right? But she's moving towards water here on the horizon. So I get the sense that it's like moving to greener pastures with this person, this maybe somewhat negative feminine energy pile number 3 is, like I said, it's either do I go forward and move away from this and try to find that water for myself, that abundance away from this person, perhaps someone that's kind of greedy or working against me. And I'm not saying that as in like that this should be a revelation to you. I think this is someone who you already know is this way. So I don't want you to maybe fear that this reading is about like secretly there's someone in your life that's like this. I think you already know about this person because of past choices and things that they did, right? Or choices that they made. It's like moving to greener pastures, moving to where things can be abundant. Maybe this person was taking money away from you, hence the greed and all the money things here. But with all the water, though, it's also with purification. I think there might be some confusion here as to who was in the right and who was in the wrong. Like, maybe... Like, I think you pretty much know and understand that the other person who was being greedy was in the wrong, but, like, because of your closeness to them or because of things that were kind of done on both ends, there's some confusion as to, like, where the line stands when it comes to the, like, the end result or, like, the kind of aftermath of it all. Just some kind of confusion as to if this is past energy, as to kind of what really the kernel of truth is, especially with the purification card, like what down to brass tacks was the whole answer to why this happened, or I'm trying to find the best way to word it. Like, what was the crux of the issue, or what was the, could also be that you're wondering, like, what was the whole point of it? What was the lesson of this? Why did this happen to me with this negative person in my life? That sort of thing. So without further ado, let's get to the answer to this mystery for you, pile number 3. So like pile number 1's, I'm going to read for both past and kind of present energy. So for those of you where this applies to something that happened in the past and it's a mystery of yours, listen to kind of the first part of this next part. And then for the pile 3s where this is like present or kind of future energy, you're wondering like maybe you should move away from this person or not, that'll be kind of like the second section of the answer part of the reading. So anyways, without further ado, before I keep rambling on, let's clear the desk. I'll shuffle my Lenormand cards in a second. Yeah, moving forward. Greener pastures, moving away from the greed. Yes, someone being grateful or not grateful. Okay. All right, so the answer cards. Let's see. We received the remember. Okay. Remember. Interesting card. We'll see what else pops out. Your tea leaves are, let's see. Let me look a little closer. The rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Okay. Some more energy from this person. I think the one that was indicated with the earlier cards. And, oh, you know, that's interesting. You got the camel. Okay. Because remember we were talking about the desert? Finding water. Camels store water in their humps, which makes them very well suited to living in the desert, so they don't need much water to survive. Or they store a lot of it, at least. Persevere and you will overcome problems. Okay. And then your tarot cards are the Hermit reversed, coming out of our shell, moving forward after a time of quiet. All right. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed, dissatisfaction with something in the material. Okay. And then the Six of Cups reversed is letting go of childhood or letting go of the past, letting go of negative energies from our past. Okay. And then Spirit, can you give me, for pile number 3's, a Lenormand reading on the answer to this mystery in their lives? Can you give me 3 cards, please, written in a sentence? Okay. We have the Garden, community, public. The Ring, promise, partnership, bond. And then we have the Scythe, cutting, swift, sudden. Okay. Let us see here. So once again, sorry for silence or mumbling as I interpret this for you as your answer. We'll talk about, for people who this situation applies to in the past, if this potentially feminine negative energy is something that you've already moved on forward from, and this is an answer that you're wanting about the past. So past energy. Okay. So let's see. The Garden, the Ring, the Scythe. So public promise that was swift. Okay. Or communal agreement that's swift, that you should not cross. Persevere and will overcome problems. Okay. And then we have remember. That's interesting. And then the Hermit reversed, coming out of our shell. Dissatisfaction, letting go pass. Okay, so pile number 3's. I'm going to kind of describe this for different situations as they come up. So like I said, past energies first. If this person that you had some disagreements with over money or just negative kind of feminine energy we were having here is in the past. And if you're wondering, do they regret what they did? Were they actually grateful for what I did? I'll say it this way. They remember what you did. They know what you did for them. They understand that. They know they should be grateful deep down. Unfortunately, I'm not getting the most positive energy from this person, especially here with the Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. I think they're a little bit too proud to admit it, though. They know what you did for them. They know that they should have been grateful. But they're not going to admit it because they're a little bit of the Rooster, arrogant, boastful, right? Should not cross them. Yeah, and then persevere and you will overcome problems. Yeah, they know what you did for them, but they're not going to necessarily admit it. Maybe even to themselves, even if deep down they understood and know that. However, I still see that they're dissatisfied in their life, especially with the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Excuse me. Let's see. And then the Six of Cups reversed is letting go of childhood energy, past energy, and the Hermit reversed. Pile number 3 is if you're asking if they've changed. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to say no. Especially with the, well, let me take it back. I think they've changed a little bit. They're not going to outwardly admit it, and they probably will never act upon it. I'm going to have to unfortunately tell you, but I do see, at least with the Six of Cups reversed, that they are letting go of past energy, or that they're at least at the cusp of that. They're dissatisfied, they're not happy, and then the Hermit reversed is like coming out of our shell or coming out of a time of reflection. So I think they have thought about this. They have thought about it. They are remembering it, right here with the Remember card. They're recalling it. They're mulling over it. Will they actually admit that you were right? Or will they actually admit that, you know, that they should have been grateful to you? Probably not with the Rooster here. Especially here with the Camel too. Persevere. They're maybe a bit stubborn with things. Maybe they don't give in very easily. Maybe they don't admit that they were at fault or that they needed help very easily. I guess is how I would put that. And yeah, they, well, I suppose I should read this for, like, specifically if this was far in the past. This is perhaps maybe why they never changed. Like, you've already kind of seen that happen where they didn't really say anything. They were afraid to kind of admit it in public because of their pride, especially here with the Garden. That's like the public card. Public promise that is swift. Or maybe they made one little mention of it, but they were kind of like, you know, I'm not going to linger on it. I'm not going to really admit that I needed help or that I should have been grateful. I get the sense from this person that they're kind of maybe a tad frustrating just because of their pride and their stubbornness, right? Kind of a stubborn goat with things sometimes. Lovingly, of course, right? Or maybe not so lovingly, depending on, you know, this is a general reading. Everyone's going to have a different specific relationship with this kind of frustrating person depending on who views this. But if this is present energy, pile number 3s, and you're wondering if they're going to, or like what the result of this, maybe spat with this person over money or whatever this issue with them is, like I said for the past energy, I don't think they're at least going to publicly admit it. Deep down, they understand what happened. Deep down, they know that they did something wrong or that they should be grateful to you. Are they going to admit it? Probably not, because of, you know, the Rooster and the Camel. Arrogant, boastful, and they persevere. A little bit stubborn, a little bit proud, right? But they do remember. They will recall it. So even if they don't admit it on the outside, doesn't mean that there aren't things going on the inside that they just aren't telling you about because they're either ashamed or too proud to say it. So that's how I would kind of read that. Let me see if there's any other specific situations this could be read for with this person. If it was a disagreement over money, pile number 3s, especially here with the Nine of Pentacles reversed. If it was money that they took from you, pile number 3s, it either didn't last long or it didn't satisfy them the way that, like, I mean, especially if they took money from you or more money, or like they loaned you, or like they, owed you money. Yeah, it didn't help them in the end. I mean, maybe with immediate money problems, but definitely not in terms of feeling happy about oneself in the way that they behaved. So I think they do have shame deep down about this. It's just that they're not going to admit it or if you're wondering why there was silence in the past, it's because they were too proud and ashamed to admit it. So that's how I would put that. Yeah, and then let me see, the ring is like a promise or an agreement, public agreement, swift, or sudden. Yeah, something that happens suddenly. This public agreement that is sudden, or public promise that is sudden. I'm trying to see what that means. One second. In relation to this reading, once again, apologies for silence. Public partnership or agreement, sudden. If you're wondering why they did it, it could have been that there was some sort of thing where they had to keep up public appearances and they needed something fast, hence the scythe, which is like the sudden card, suddenness. It's almost kind of like the Eight of Wands in tarot, if you're familiar with that card in tarot. They wanted to keep up appearances, or perhaps they had a deal that they had with someone like else that they had to keep up. And it was like they were trying to put out the fire of something else, but in doing so, they took it from you. Unfortunately, pile number 3 is, yeah. Let's see. And then if I read this as a future energy here, pile 3 is, like, if you're wondering, will they regret it? Like I said, deep down, they do regret it, or they at least know that they did something naughty or wrong. Not going to publicly admit it, maybe to you, or at least say it to you or apologize, unfortunately, which they should if this is the case, right? But unfortunately, some people are just too proud to admit it, right? If this is a future energy and you're wondering about this pile number 3s, I can see maybe they do at least admit it in public, but it's going to be kind of like a gloss over thing here, especially with the scythe, because it's sudden. Like, they're like, oh yeah, I guess that happened, and then they'll try to speed past it really, like, as fast as they can. If you're wondering if they're going to address it, they're just gonna try to speed it past as fast as they can, because they know deep down they did something wrong, or they did something naughty, but they're a little bit too proud to admit it. So if this is future energy, that's kind of where that's going, pile number 3s. Let's see if there's any other messages that pop out here, especially with your pile leader. Let's see, revelation, teaching, discovery. There might be more, if this is future energy, like you're wondering what this person will do in the future, pile number 3s. There could be some more revelation here regarding why they did it that hasn't come to light yet. It could be something to do with shame is why they didn't tell you. Yeah. Because, yeah, revelation, discovery. Yeah, so there might be some more updates on this in the future, pile number 3s. Also here in conjunction with the Hermit reversed, because that's like wisdom coming to light from a time of like quiet or isolation. I don't know, maybe they've been quiet for a while because they've been ashamed and kind of ran away a bit from you, because they're like, I don't want to face pile 3 because I wronged them, or, I know they're mad at me. Yeah, so I would expect, if this is kind of present future energy, pile number 3, is that there's going to be some more developments in the future that'll bring some more clarity as to why this happened. But at least from the tarot reading here, I'm seeing here, yeah, there was some sort of needing to keep up public appearances, and not wanting to, at least in relation to how they treated you, not wanting to admit that they did something wrong, or being prideful about something and being stubborn. So, yeah. All right, well, I hope that reading was helpful for you, my lovely pile number 3s. As always, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. I hope to see you in the next video / reading. And yeah, bye.